Hello, you're in time for the online television news update with me, Lynn Komjisha. The need to amend the Uganda Communications Act 2013 raised eyebrows from various stakeholders during a press plenary held by the Uganda Parliamentary Press Association. The bill that was tabled before Parliament last year by the former Minister of Information and Communications Technology, John Nasasira, is intended at removing some provisions like seeking Parliament's approval to make regulations to set license fees. Here's how the events unfolded.
The Uganda Communications Act 2013 gives Parliament the authority to first approve any regulation before the Minister of Information and Communication Technology makes the final decision. But the Uganda Communications Amendment Bill 2016 seeks to remove these provisions so that the Minister does not seek parliamentary approval to make any regulations. The provisions are Section 93 Provision 1, which provides that the Minister may, after consultations with the Commission and with the approval of Parliament by statutory instrument, make regulations for better, carrying into effect the provision of this Act. And Section 93 Provision 3, which provides that regulations made shall be laid before Parliament. In a press plenary held last week by the Uganda Press Parliamentary Association to discuss this amendment, the media practitioners thought it not necessary to see it through.
Let our honourable members ask what's the urgency of this amendment. What is really the urgency? Because every man on the street we suspect is because of what happened during elections. And they want you, when you need to poison the baby to kill the worms, which is what was done. So I hope next time we are in Nambole, here in Uganda Cranes, 50,000 of us, and the suspect there is one terrorist somewhere, they will not bring bombs to bomb the entire stadium.
But to some ministers who were present showed dissatisfaction to the media's need to discuss the bill, even though the Speaker stated that all the bills that were left pending in the previous Parliament should come to the floor of the Parliament.
We haven't even received and even debated. You are asking this question, why do you have that thing in your mind that we are about to sell ourselves? Who told you?
When we are making these rules, the practice I found in Parliament, we call all stakeholders. All stakeholders in the bus, on TV, we even invited them.
But David Bahati, the State Minister for Finance, Planning and Economic Development, suggested to media to raise concerns whenever their freedoms are violated.
So we want to ask the media to use that opportunity. Should you find anything that offends your freedom, let Parliament know. We shall work for it. I also want to request you to defend the freedom of others as you defend your own freedom.
The former Minister of Information and Communication Technology, John Nasasira, tabled the bill before the Parliament in 2015.
And as we celebrate 54 years since independence, Ugandans started driving cars over 100 years ago when the colonial state was established. And by 1930, the country had 3,619 cars when traffic police was set up to control road accidents. We now take you down memory lane, the cars Ugandans drove and how they acquired them.
By 1962, the dominant cars on the road were British and French models. Many cars were from the British Ford Group, but the French Peugeot was possibly the most successful in Uganda. A brand new Peugeot cost about 20,000 shillings, and its 7-seater 404 station wagon model dominated public transport on the highways, while Uganda Transport Company buses ferried people to the city. But a big contender for space on the road was Fiat from Italy, which supplied both the smallest cars and the biggest trucks. The cheapest car was a Volkswagen Beetle from Germany. So how did Ugandans acquire cars? There were no second-hand cars, as all cars were sold brand new to the first user in Uganda. Most civil servants and other salaried workers bought their cars on hire purchase. Car dealers lobbied such people to take the cars on credit. It was unthinkable for a person to borrow money to buy a car. Farmers bought their cars in hard cash. After a good harvest of coffee, cotton or tobacco, a Ugandan farmer rewarded himself with a brand new car. Mercedes-Benz was the car for the successful business people, wealthy farmers and top national leaders. There was no such thing as boda boda. When Uganda transport companies started collapsing in the mid-70s, minibuses started coming in to ferry passengers in the city. Interestingly, the Mercedes-Benz was among the first serious substitute to buses. In the mid-80s, ordinary Ugandans also gave up trying to buy new cars. The era of reconditioned vehicles has arrived. And because of the road network, the boda boda phenomenon also came up after 1986 when people became free to move, but there were hardly any roads for cars. Both used cars and boda bodas will be with us for years to come.
And now for our daily dose of the Pearl of Africa beauty, we look at Kilembe Mines. Lying in the heart of Kasese district in the western region of Uganda, Kilembe Mines is known for copper and cobalt mining. Established during colonial days, Kilembe Mines became the third largest economy in the East African community. Take a look.
The mine is located in Kilembe, a suburb of the town of Kasese, in the foothills of the Rwenzori Mountains in the western region of Uganda. This mine is approximately 380 kilometers by the road west of Kampala. In July 1950, two Canadian mining companies, Frobisher Limited and Ventures Limited, formed a joint venture named Kilembe Mines Limited, whose objective was to mine copper from under the Rwenzori Mountains near Kasese. Kilembe Mines was Uganda's largest copper mine, which estimated deposits of copper in excess of 4 million tons and an estimated amount of cobalt ore. Kilembe used to not only offer employment to Ugandans, but also to foreigners. It stopped its copper mining in the early 1980s. Since then, the company has been involved in power generation, metal fabrication, and the manufacturing of machineries such as maize, mills, and door steel frames.
And that's all we had for you. Thank you for watching. Be sure to catch us again on your mobile phone, on your tablet, on your desktop, anywhere on the go. I'm Lynn Komjisha.